Right, guys. I haven't filmed a video for this YouTube channel for a while, but I hope you enjoy this one. So, the title is maybe a little bit of a clickbait, but I don't think it is. How to get rich off the AI gold rush. It's not what you think. So, obviously, AI is this really big thing right now, and it's obviously going to change all of our lives. It seems everyone cumulatively is in agreement with that, right? That AI is going to be like this amazing thing that's going to change all of our lives. The question is, how do you, as a person, actually make money from this thing? Everybody wants to learn how to make money on the internet, but I think everyone is kind of misguided. So the first thing people do is they go on their social media and they're consumers of content. And what does that mean? They're scrolling Instagram, they're scrolling TikTok, Twitter, whatever it is, and they're seeing all these people that are showing you their life, showing you, oh, this is my fancy car, this is my fancy Rolex. None of those things matter, right? This watch makes no difference, the car makes no difference. The only thing that matters is how are they actually producing that. Now, all of those people, they're going to tell you, buy my course, buy my consultation, buy my one-on-one coaching, whatever it is, and they'll give you the answer, right? I'm not here to sell you anything. Everything I do is completely for free, all right? So you don't have to say, oh, Stephen, well, how much are you charging for this information? It's completely for free. I don't charge for anything, okay? And there's thousands of people already doing, my offer, which is the AI creator offer, and we're going to get into that and why I think it's the best way that you can capitalize off the AI gold rush, but I'm not trying to get you to buy stuff. There's no hidden course, there's no hidden anything. So let's get that out of the way, all right? The next thing is, what's this really about, right? For me, I'm a social media guy, okay? And so when I look at like the long-term destination to me making, $1 million a month, not gross, we already passed $1 million a month gross personally and the business, whatever, but me making $1 million a month net, I haven't hit that yet. I've made, several hundred thousand a month net profits, but I haven't made like that million yet. But the question for me is like, how do I get there, right? Like, how do I build over time? When I was making no money, my first question was, how do I get to $10,000? And how do I get to 50? And then how do I get to 100, then 200, then 250, then 500, then a million, whatever. The answer has always been the same, right? The answer has always been grow on social media. Okay. Everybody wants to learn how to grow on social media. So when I tell people that I know about social media growth, every single person I talk to is immediate and interested, whether they have any kind of business, whether they're trying to grow their personal brand. Everyone wants to know the secret, right? A few years ago, I was trying to figure out like what is the secret, right? How can I grow? And I went down all these different avenues of me personally trying to grow myself on social media. And I realized that I was fighting this massive uphill battle. Okay. I realized that, the attention is not going to be on me no matter how many cool things I have to say. It's going to be on either the super flashy people that are spending all the money they have to show you this lifestyle, which most of the time is just not real, right? Like most people know that by now. They see all these people with like these fancy schmancy lifestyles, and they end up getting proven to be like baller busters or whatever, where they're not actually real, right? And or right, it's just kind of girls that people see on social media, right? Like, oh, all the guys comment, oh my God, you're only getting attention because you have like, big boobs or whatever. And so I thought to myself, I kind of took a step back. I'm like, well, I don't want to show my lifestyle, but I want to be on social media and I want to grow over the long term. How do I do this? So that's what led me to be in the girl business in the first place. I was like, okay, if I can, manage creators, then, I can grow huge on social media. I have this massive advantage versus everybody else that isn't showing their crazy lifestyle. And even the lifestyle dudes aren't getting the attention that I'm getting. And I'm building this amazing audience over time, right? But then I realized that all of these like real creators, dealing with them was a huge headache, right? That's where AI comes to play. Okay. So AI creators are the answer, right? And so you're able to do everything that you would ever want to do in terms of growth on social media, but you never have to show your face. You never have to worry about dealing with a creator, getting her to make content or doing any of that stuff. You can just use the AI and it'll do everything for you. Now, obviously, it requires work, but that work is significantly easier, significantly cheaper in terms of like your cost of production of your reels and all that stuff. We'll go into all that a bit later in this video. And super scalable, right? So for us, like we're scaling out tons of accounts. Like my personal agency probably has like 15 models running. Some of them do 10K, some of them do 30K, some of them do 20K, but it all adds up to be a lot of money. And over the long run, the value of the socials are going to grow over time. And so those 10K models are going to be worth 25K. The 30K will be worth 60K. I'll show you guys exactly what I mean by that as this video goes on, right? And so what I'm doing is I'm literally just using models from AICreatorMarketplace.com. And so, on this website, you can go get free AI creators. These girls are 100% AI. There's not deep faking, they're not anything. They're not all the same. They're all completely unique. And there's all kinds of variations in here. You can get them for free. Okay. You get 650 pieces of content, plus you can make as much new content as you want. I'll show you guys how to do that later on in this video. And you can just turn them into a literal model that you can run forever, right? So these girls can grow hundreds of thousands, even millions of followers on social media, and you'll make money from them forever. So one of the things that I want to discuss is the mindset shift that led to me making money. Okay. So when I first started trying to make money, the way that I was thinking was like, how do I make money? How do I make money? Right. Like that was the main thing I was focusing on, was the money side. And then I started getting mentored by some people who I were very valuable to me in terms of, leveling me up and having me think about the right thing. And they said to me, this is like the most important piece of advice I ever got in my whole life. Stop thinking about money, only focus on followers. So this is a huge mindset shift, right? So I stopped focusing on how much money can I make? Okay, can I make 500 today? Can I make 10K this month? Whatever it is. And I was like, how can I grow 1 million followers this month? How can I grow 2 million followers this month? How can I keep scaling up my social media network? How can I scale more pages up, right? How can I post better content? That's what my mindset was. And when I started focusing on that, the money shot up, right? Because you're just building these assets over time. People don't view social media as an asset, right? But ask yourself, do you think social media is going anywhere? Is Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or Twitter or Threads or Telegram or any of these socials going anywhere? Of course not, right? Like they're obviously here to stay, and they're part of the fabric of society. Most people who are using those products are just consumers, which is why Instagram is free as a product, right? Like anyone can go on Instagram and make an account in like 1 minute and start consuming social media for free. Well, if it's free, then you're obviously the product, right? Which, of course, for my business, you guys are the product, and I'm trying to get you to come, work for free. And I'll show you exactly how I make money from it. I'll be completely transparent. And so it's like, I was like, okay, this isn't going anywhere. If I can just grow millions of followers on social media, I can keep making money from it for a long time. But the problem was is that I was dealing with these real girls, and I was like, this is a huge nightmare. I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, how can I actually make money and keep the social medias that I'm growing, but have this consistent monetization path? And that's where we came up with this idea of kind of building this offer of AI creators, right? You take this girl, you build a brand for her. She's never going to age. She's never going to run out of content. She's never going to cause problems for content, etc. You're never going to have to worry about kind of like producing more using all these complicated AI tools. Nobody wants to do that. We've built everything for you, over at FanPlace, which is the platform that we're partnered with. And you can build this asset that's going to be worth a lot more. So earlier in the video, I was like, all right, I have girls like this that are making like 10K a month, 15K a month. Like I'll show you an example of one of the girls right now. So for example, Victoria is like a goth girl that I manage. She came directly from the platform. She makes like 15K. Her peak month was like 35 to 40K, but she just became a lower priority creator. And so we kind of just like run her, and I have like a team of people that run the account for me. And I basically just chilling, and I collect my profits after the 15K, which roughly works out to be like 50%. Maybe 40% some months on the 15K. So I make like, between like six and $8,000 from this girl, and I basically do nothing because my team runs it for me. Now, is that going to be you on day one? No. But if you look, I built this 159,000 followers, and now it just keeps growing itself. We keep using the account to grow other models. If you notice, there are other girls being shouted out on this account. And now this one account has turned into like 10 other goth girls that are all being run. And I teach you guys how to do all this, right? Like we're not bogarting the information. The goths are right here. Okay. And so the value in this model, right, is the social media, because Victoria the Goth, this amazing 160,000 follower brand, as time goes on, she could become a 500K follower brand and scale up to become 30, 40, 50K a month. Right now, we're only selling photos. And so as the AI technology improves, we can actually significantly improve our monetization on the fan play side when, AI video comes, AI audio comes, like all of these amazing things. And so it's like this same audience is going to be worth triple in the future. How many investments could there possibly be that are worth triple in the future, right? Or 5 times in the future that you can keep making a return from for months and months or potentially years on end? It almost doesn't exist. Like it's almost a non-existent thing. So to me, this is the AI gold rush, right? And so I've been rambling a lot, but the AI gold rush is about audience, okay, not about product, right? And so a lot of people, when they think about business, I think they only think about the product side of things, right? I don't think that's the case, right? What I think is AI is going to basically deflate the value of product to zero over time, right? So AI, if they can produce a website or an application or whatever it is, that means that basically everyone, if they actually put a little bit of effort in, can have a product, right? So the product doesn't actually mean anything anymore. What matters is the audience, okay? And so what we're providing for you for free is the product, right? If you think about it, like we're literally giving you the product for free, right? So that, in my opinion, it proves this point, right? But what we're not giving you for free, because nobody in the whole world, even 10 years from now, will be able to give this for free, is the audience, right? But we're giving you the tools that you need to build the audience, right? And so as part of this offer, what you get is, free product, but you also get free education, you get free tools, okay, you get free community, you get everything. I give it all for free. I don't hold anything back, right? So this isn't like, oh, buy my, get my product for free and then, buy my course afterwards. Like I don't do that stuff. It's literally all 100% for free. So you might ask, well, like, Steven, how do you make money from this whole situation? You're giving us the keys to the AI gold rush. How do you make money, right? Well, how I make money is that there's like a split, right? So you guys get 60% of the revenue generated, right? And then, basically like myself, I keep like 20%. And then, the website that we host this all on that we're partnered with keeps 20%, right? It's a similar website to OnlyFans. OnlyFans takes 20%, the website takes 20%. And so for providing all the content, like all the value that I give, it's like that extra 20%. Now I give a lot of this back with referrals and whatever, and I have my own expenses. It's obviously costs a lot of money to produce all this stuff for you guys. But I don't make any money unless you guys make money. So if there's $0 generated, I make $0, right? If there's 1,000 generated, you get your $60, your $600, and then 200 goes to the site, and then I would keep my 200 mine, which would be my gross, before my net, right? So I'm very transparent. Like I don't lie about how any of this stuff works. And so, we've helped thousands of people become successful. And so the money's cool in the short term. But what I'm excited about is the idea that, like, we've grown like 100 million followers this year with AI. Like those followers aren't going to go bad. They're just going to continue to exponentially grow. They're going to allow you to grow more models, right? So people want to have their own OnlyFans agency. That's really hard. It's like you got to have all these girls. You got to, call them up and get them to make all the content. You got to do collabs. You got to do all this stuff. I mean, if you look, like we're doing collabs completely AI, right? These girls don't exist, and yet we're doing collabs with them. And so it's like Raven. This girl is Raven. She's also another one of my models, right? She's not tagged in there, but yeah, she's Raven. This is her. This is her account, just to show you guys that there's more than just one girl doing this. Here's another girl that I started. See, it's the same girl. And so we're running her account a similar way. Raven does like 10 to 20,000 a month as well, something like that. And so, this girl started much, longer after Victoria, but I used the Victoria brand to grow Raven, and boom, I just showed you guys like 300,000 followers, right? So um, that's sort of the value of this offer. And if you're smart about this, we'll give you as many AI creators as you want, right? So like everybody wants to run their own OnlyFans agency. That's the wrong way to look at it, right? The right way to look at it is you want to run your own AI agency. But the problem is that it's really, really hard to make a ton of high quality AI creators, right? Like, if you didn't have the skills, even to just manage one would be a huge nightmare. But we're giving you all those tools, right? So you guys don't have to worry about, oh, I got to make all this complex stuff. It's like, here's a perfect model for you, go make money, right? And that's what you immediately need to do. If you were running your OF agency, right, you would have to give OF, right, 20%, and you would then be able to split 50-50, right, of the remaining 80 with the model, right? Which means you would only get 40%, but you would still have to pay for all the expenses, right? You still have to deal with all this headache. So here you get 60%, which is 20% better than that, but we give you everything you immediately need for free, right? And I'm not here saying, oh, buy my $5,000 consultation to start this. It's like I give you dozens of hours of education completely for free, like literally dozens of hours. So it's super simple. You literally just got to click apply now, and then that's it. You're good to go. You log in. So you have to sign up, obviously. I already have an account. And then once you log in, this is our crypto payment site. We do offer crypto payment for you guys if you want it, of course. We also do bank, like it's completely legit offer. You have to verify. You just go through the application process. You got to verify you're 18. And then over here, we have like the education, right? This is the back end of AI Creator Marketplace. So you can see here, there's tons and tons of education that we provide completely for free, like literally dozens of hours of Q&A live calls. We have a whole thing about FanPlace. That's the premium site, teaching you how to like do all the monetization. We have a bunch of social media education. We have other coaches besides myself. Most of the education is me, but there's other successful people on here that have provided education for free for you guys. We got more social media education here. We have a series where I go over how I took a bunch of creators, including Victoria, to $50,000 a month. And if you're just trying to make like a few $1,000s, we have like a quick start series, this first 2 week series and grassroots series that teaches you, hey, I don't have any, much money. I want to start quickly. Like, how can I start making money? We have that as well, right? So everything that you could possibly need, whether you're serious about making like 100,000 a month as an agency, or whether you want to make like 5K a month as just like a person that doesn't have much money and wants to start making money online. If you want to make $1,000 a month as like a side hustle, we offer it to everybody, right? Doesn't matter what country you're from, as long as you're 18 or older and you verify your ID to prove that, you're able to basically get a model and start this offer, right? So I mean, like to me, just going to AICreatorMarketplace.com, link in the description, is the smartest thing you could possibly do to begin to take advantage of the AI gold rush, to start growing your social media network, and then as time goes on, making significant money with the monetization for years at a time, right? And another thing that I'd like to point out is that like a lot of people that sell info products, they kind of jump from thing to thing, like they sell like one product for a year and then they kind of like max out how much money they can make from that. The market gets interested in this next thing and then they start selling that and then they sell the next thing. It's like we're not going anywhere, right? Like this is our future for the next 10 years because this is a really good way to make money. So there's probably other people selling AI OFM courses, whatever. Buy my course, $200, $500, 1,000. Like, you know, I really would be skeptical of that because we offer everything that they're offering and 100 times more for free. That's number one. Number two, most of those people, like they're not going to be in this industry a year from now, or 2 years from now, whatever it is. They're going to be long gone off to some other thing to basically get people to buy their course in that thing. And for me, like this is my business. Like I've been building this for a long time, and I've been in this industry for many years, and I'll continue to be because for me, I view everything through the long run, right? I'm like, okay, how can I build social medias so a year from now I can level up my 300K to 600K per month? That's how I think about it. And so I don't think how do I make an extra $500 today? Like I don't really care, right? Like if I look at our tracking for our social media networks, which I give you guys for free, by the way, if I look at that and I say, all right, we grew 50,000 today across our social medias, that's a good day, right? Regardless of how much money we make, right? Like there's going to be short-term volatility in that money, but after a year, if we grow 50,000 per day, we're going to have like 16 million followers, which is roughly what we're on pace for to grow this year. So probably like 12 or 14 million or something. And so it's like, that's not going away, right? So in 2026, I'll enter 2026 with 15 million, and then I can turn that 15 million into 30 or 40 million by the end of 2026. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how you actually build wealth over time. The social medias are not going to go bad because the models are AI. They're not going to age, right? And so as the technology improves, that 30 million is going to become more valuable, right? The ability to make high quality content with AI is only going to increase. You see what I'm saying? So when I talk about the value of the social medias increasing over time, that's why they're going to increase, right? So that's what I think is the legit AI gold rush. It's the social media, it's the attention, right? If I have the most attention in the whole world, it doesn't matter how good your single OF girl is, it doesn't matter how good your agency is. It makes absolutely no difference because the AI girls, they never age, they never get tired, they work 24/7. It's way cheaper and way faster to make high quality content that goes viral. And frankly, you can't really tell, in my opinion, that these girls are AI. I mean, they look unbelievably real, and the technology, like I said, is only going to get better. Okay. And so it's really hard for any real girl in the whole world or any real agency in the whole world to kind of compete with this as a product, right? Which again is going back to the point I made, like the value product's going to zero, right? And so where is the value? Where is the gold rush, right? Everybody's selling you courses about AI. I'm the only guy giving it for free. Where's the gold rush, right? It's in this. That's what I'm trying to help you guys build is that audience, right? Let's make money, from it for a long time. And this doesn't even go into the idea that like, dudes are going to be buying this type of content for a long time. And I would argue that AI is going to be significantly better than real girls at everything when it comes to, the adult industry, I would say. I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, no way, bro. It's like, if you actually just break it down, it's obvious that that's going to happen, right? Like the AI is going to improve. It'll take years. It'll probably take like 3 to 5 years, but it's going to improve to a point where number one, it's indistinguishable from a real girl. Number two, like you can do anything you want in a way larger volume of that with AI. And so dudes that are consuming the product, what they want is experience and the highest quality product with immediate access. There's no possible way that real girls will be able to compete with that over time. And so, again, that's another idea that the value of the audience is going to increase significantly over time. Okay. So that's my perspective on this. And I hope it makes some sense. Again, like I'm not selling you anything. It's completely free. And if you disagree with me or you want to go buy some dude's like multi-thousand-dollar course because, he's a G and he has a cooler Rolex than me or whatever the fuck, then go for it, man. No worries. We'll be right here when you realize that whatever they're offering you is completely useless. You can come to us and get your free AI creator and we'll provide you all the value you need. All right. And so I'll leave it there. I really appreciate all the support we've gotten. I hope some of this makes sense. I'm going to try to do more consistent YouTube videos. It's not going to be like fancy editing, fancy whatever. I don't believe in any of that stuff. You want to go watch fancy bullshit so you can buy someone's scam course? Like, go ahead. I don't care. Like for me, all of my content is just going to be straight value. Like, hey, this is what's going on. This is how I'm looking at things. This is how I'm making money. If you want to be a part of it, this is how you can be a part of it. All right. It's not going to be, bro, I did this cool lifestyle thing today and I'm a G and blah, 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 and go buy my course. Like, if you want to do that, there's plenty of other dudes on the internet that are going to be that guy for you. Okay. I'm never going to be that guy. That's not who I am, so I got to keep true to myself. And I hope that that reflects in my brand and in the offer. And, so far we've grown, multiple thousand people, running creators. And that's a lot of the feedback that I've received. So again, I really appreciate it. And go to the the description, AIcreatormarketplace.com and go get your free AI creator today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.